So Blake Lively, we noticed here in New York City during Fashion Week, for those who among us who still pay attention. Um, and Rob, you and I are going to have to keep an eye together on the Anna Wintour slash Chloe Mal handoff. But Blake Lively was persona non grata at New York Fashion Week. We've got images and video of her sitting front row, and she was like an island unto herself. Not a single celebrity wanted to be photographed with her, seen gesturing. There's Gigi Hadid, Jesse Williams. They're all pointedly turned away from her. There's Blake grinning like an idiot. Everything's great. That's the Meghan Markle trademark move. Tell us what you make of it and what do you know?
Absolutely. I knew I recognized that move. Maureen, it's the Meghan Markle
Meghan Markle
trademark.
trademarked
I
it.
do that too when I'm being caught with my pants down. I'm so nice. I'm so hyper. And I'm like, oh,
You know what I love to do, Rob? I love to go places where I know I'm completely not wanted and then sit there and get my photo taken and wonder why no one will talk to me. Who doesn't
that's,
do
ex-
that?
that's exactly what she did here. A couple of things. She's never been warm and fuzzy. I've been at fashion shows and I've seen her, and she's not the kindest. She's not the most welcoming person in the world. So
We've
I
all
think
seen it in her dealings with entertainment
we have.
journalists whose job is nothing more than
She's,
to make these people look great and help
yeah,
them sell their movies. And she's a queen bitch to
she's
everyone.
she just is awful. Whenever there's an opportunity to interview a big celebrity, I have to like pick and choose the person very carefully on my staff because everybody wants to do it. If there's going to be a big interview, I can't play favorites. The only person in my office that nobody raises their hand for is Blake Lively.
I think you
Nobody.
said this before on the nerve.
Nobody wants to talk to her. And that's not just reporters, that's celebrities too. She's great for a picture, go and take your picture and then walk away pretty quickly. She's not very good at chit chat. She's not very good at being authentic. And so now add on top of that this massive stinker of a trial, she has mishandled time and time again. And so I think celebrities just don't want any part of her. They also too don't want to upset the powerful Taylor Swift, who is watching everything.
Correct.
And so I think that's
And
part of it
Gigi
too.
right there is sitting there. She's still very close with
You bet,
Taylor. She
yeah.
and Bradley Cooper will be going to that wedding.
Yes, yeah, everyone's that wedding invite you to right. They don't want to blow that up. And I think Ryan too, Ryan's movie star reputation really helped her. And I think he's blowing up his career too, or she's blowing up his career in the process. So I have not seen the fall of a celebrity couple this dramatic since Harry and Meghan. They're on Harry and Meghan territory. They
I would
blew up.
predict that they don't make it through the year. Where's Ryan? Why isn't he sitting with his wife, who's a pariah, at New York Fashion Week?
Wasn't it
By the
Courtney
way,
Cox?
and the people who did that seating chart in the front row are definitely effing with Blake, putting Gigi next to her.
That's a publicist genius. That's how you get us talking about you. I think they were hoping there were going to be fists flying. Like my fantasy at my book party is that one of the celebrities I worked for, maybe Naomi Campbell, maybe a Jennifer, I want them to walk in and slap me in the face, and then I can be on the cover of your newspaper tomorrow. Like that's what you want. You want that drama. And so Blake, it's I thought she was too smart to do this. Evidently not. But I also think too that Blake misses that life. She
Oh,
misses that front row
yes.
life. And so she thinks too that if she doesn't go to Fashion Week, she's so powerful, people will say she's hiding. We won't. We won't. But that's what she's thinking.
It just goes to show you how these people, it's like shame, the override for shame is the deep black hole within that nothing else will fill but a Klieg light. You know, family, no, children, no, friendships, no, a fractured marriage, allegedly, reportedly, no. We've got to get our photo taken. It's Meghan Markle syndrome. That's what it is.
It's the Meghan
Okay,
Markle syndrome.
yeah, I want to move on to Courtney Cox because I saw this in the Daily Mail and I bookmarked it for you.
Thank
So
you.
we had massive snowstorms, a blizzard here in the Northeast, which has brought everything to a standstill. May or may not be the reason I'm in the Situation Room. So Courtney Cox has a place in New York City. Why wouldn't she? She's got so much money. You need to put it in real estate. And on Monday night, she was seen and photographed having a cozy dinner at a wine bar in Tribeca with her married co-star, Greg Kinnear, who I believe is 62. He's
Mm.
been married forever, shares 3 daughters with his wife. Courtney has been with Johnny McDade from Snow Patrol forever. But they then went from dinner to have a sleepover at her apartment. Rob, why on earth would these two be having a sleepover when this guy has tons of money and can check himself into the nicest hotel suite in New York City?
They think that it's more private to be in a residential building. So celebrities, they
Really?
do,
To
they
what
do.
end? Unless you're going to order up a bunch of like hookers and drugs, why do you need so much privacy when you're married
Right.
and you've got a co-star of the opposite? Like you're sleeping over there. What does this look like?
It looks awful. It looks awful. It is awful. I would argue the reason they had a sleepover is the same reason you and I might have a sleepover at our friend's house. I'm not going to say any more, but we sleep over to maybe not sleep. And so I think we can all be very suspicious about this. Courtney, too, is very cheap, even though she's got pots and pots of money. Celebrities don't like to spend their own money. They like to stay in hotels when the movie company is paying for it. And so it's so silly. It's so tacky. It's so celebrities. It's so troublemaker. I love it.
It's so troublemaker. I'm sorry, but Greg Kinnear has been married forever.
Yeah.
I think his youngest daughter is 17.
Yeah, but shame
Uh,
on him too. Shame, shame. What are you doing? Like, get
what
out.
message does that send? I mean,
Oh,
I take that to mean one thing. There's
you,
only one
it's
reason
only
you would
one.
be spending the night.
Yes,
There's one.
it's
That's it. I don't get it. I think this is I like but I would like this storyline to continue.
you do
Let's all
like
keep
this.
pulling at that thread. And you know, Courtney Cox has made it clear that she's been wanting Johnny of Snow Patrol, a mediocre band at best, to marry her. They've been together like 20 years and he won't do it. So maybe she's acting out a little bit.
Maybe try to make him jealous. They do that sometimes. Is it called revenge body, revenge behavior? Maybe that
Mhm.
she knows that he's going to read this, but if that's the way you get somebody to propose, it probably ain't going to last.
Rob, you're so wise. I think she's maybe watching Love Story, JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette, and thinking like, I should do what Carolyn Bessette would do. Just get him jealous by like sleeping with somebody else. All right.
I'm
Anyway,
reading your book at the moment.
sorry, what's that?
I'm reading your book at the moment.
Oh, the
I
Kennedy,
know.
the Ask Me
Yeah,
Out.
I'm a little late to the party, forgive me. But I know I got it literally for the snow weekend. I was like, I need a great book. And I went to Amazon. It's good.
Oh, thank you,
Ooh.
Rob. You'll have
And
to
do you know
tell
who
me
my
what
neighbor
you.
is? My next door neighbor is in my building. I
Oh,
want to hold it in the elevator. Jax Schlossberg has moved in.
okay, I have to tell you something. I was in Midtown Manhattan last week, and I wanted to go grab like a coffee and a quick bite. So I went up to the Time Warner Center, and I got to the third floor. It was freezing. I'm like bundled up, and I have the big sunglasses on. I get off the elevator, I round the corner, Rob, and like this image on the floor grabs my attention. You know how it is in there. It's very graphic and
Yes, it
clean.
is. Popping up, pops, pop.
There's a young guy sitting on the floor in a perfectly tailored suit on his iPhone with an earbud in, looks at me, smiles. It's Jack Schlossberg. And I'm like, how does he know I even made eye contact with him because I have these big black glasses on? And secondly, does he know it's me? And is he smiling at me? Because he's called me terrible things.
Well, now he's going to see his neighbor carrying your book.
Well,
Victory.
good. Leave it outside the door. You know, I'm sure he's already read it, but I just
Yeah,
loved it. I
yeah.
was just like, this guy needs attention. You know, there's no shortage of places to sit at the Time Warner Center. It's a very
There's no
lovely
short,
center.
there's no short, there's bars, there's restaurants in there. When I was working with celebrities, it used to make me laugh. It was 20 years ago when Us Weekly and the tabloid, the weekly magazines were the biggest things in the world. And they used to come out on a Wednesday. And on
Mhm.
a Wednesday, I think in LA, there was one store at like 6 a.m. that got them. And the celebrities were lined up around the block from Paris Hilton to Jessica Simpson. It was like their college newsletter. And so they used to rush to get that. Now they're rushing to get your book. I love it.
Oh, that's so funny. That reminds me, by the way, Jackie O, she would send her maid out to buy the Inquirer, all the tabs. She
Yes,
would sit at her kitchen table and read them. And she would say, let's see what she's up to now of
yes.
herself. So funny. Okay, our final, unfortunately, for this week, person to discuss, Jen Aniston.
Mm.
It has been reported this week that she and her celebrity hypnotist slash con man boyfriend, just my opinion, Jim Curtis, were spotted looking for apartments in New York City. Now, before we get to Jim's issues with Brad Pitt, who he is reportedly still intimidated by, my question to you is, Rob, why is she doing this again? When she was
Mm.
with Justin Theroux, he's a famously lifelong New Yorker.
Yeah.
She was born and raised in New York, moved to LA, has been a California girl ever since, does not like it
She
here.
doesn't like it here.
She bought a very fancy, expensive apartment in New York City. I think even before they split up, sold it, was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah.
it. She's going through this whole rigmarole again. I mean, is this just a fig leaf for she's buying her loser boyfriend with no money an apartment? What's going on?
It could be. Jen really doesn't like New York. Remember for a minute when she dated, of all people, John Mayer, and
Oh, I
he brought
remember
her to
that.
New
Yeah.
York, and they almost did a press conference in the meatpacking district. He wanted to parade her from the Soho house to another restaurant or vice versa. And instead of jumping in her car, which follows her everywhere, they walked. I couldn't believe it. Jen walking around New York. She doesn't like New York. She's tried it. It's not her town. So why is she doing it again? It has to be love. I don't think it's any coincidence that his apartment downtown is up for sale now for 1.5 million. So he has an
An
apartment
apartment that had
downtown.
at least two liens on it and at
That's
least, I
right.
think, one missed mortgage
Yeah.
payment.
Yeah, that's right. And I know the building where she was looking. It's on Park Avenue. It's on the Upper East Side. It's a $25 million apartment. He ain't buying that.
Get out.
It's 25 million. He ain't buying that. It's Jen's money.
She's going to buy a $25 million apartment on the Upper East Side for this guy to live in. And well, at least there will be like enough room for his yellow butterflies that we're all supposed to look for. But I mean, seriously, Rob, what's the psychology here? Because it's the same thing with Justin Theroux, where she got with him and he didn't like LA. And it seems like Jim Curtis, there's no dragging him to LA either permanently. So, what is the psychology of getting with these men who will never fully move in with her?
It's looking for love in all the wrong places. She's still not over Brad Pitt, and
Oh, you
everybody since
think?
Brad, I think so, and everybody since Brad, none of them have been a good fit for her. And she seems to have tried, but she always puts herself into a position, a situation that she's not going to like. Like she doesn't like New York. Dating a New Yorker that's not willing to move to LA is somebody who's looking for somebody who's unavailable. I think she's always looking for reasons to break up. She's always causing trouble. It's never easy with her. Reporting on her for 20, 30 years, she's not easy. She's a difficult person. And I think she makes her relationships difficult. She's one of those people that puts obstacles constantly in their life. From the minute I wake up, I try to think, how can I make my day so simple? How can I simplify the next 24 hours? 'Cause I've got so much to do. Jen's the opposite. She has nothing to do all day. She's not working really. She has pots of money. So what does she do all day? She fills her day with nonsense, and that nonsense is always related to a man.
You know, it's so fascinating too, because her image, her very carefully constructed image is like, Jen's just cool. She's easy breezy. Like,
No, no.
like she's just a California girl. All she wants
Yeah.
to do is smoke pot on a beach in Mexico and have a margarita and then go work out. And that's it. But it's actually really quite a complicated, dark psyche. I agree with you.
It's
I
so
think that
difficult. I was hired to do the press for her first movie after she broke up with Brad Pitt, and I
would
remember
that
it
be the
was at the
breakup with Vince
yes, the
Vaughn?
one. It was the breakup. It was a Weinstein movie. Harvey, I think, was there. I think it was when he's still at Weinstein, and it was at the Lincoln Square Theatre on the West Side, the AMC. And we had closed the place off basically, and every credentialed press, the press were not outside, they were all inside, so you couldn't sneak in. So there was nobody inside that was going to ask her even a slightly saucy question. And the lead position was Regis Philbin. Regis was still on TV, and she was such a big star that Regis was a red carpet reporter to get a soundbite to take
Wow.
back to Kathy Lee the next day and talk about Jen. She saw Regis and she refused to speak to him until her hair, her makeup, and her publicist were present. I said, it's Regis. He's not going to ask you anything shocking. He's here to, she wouldn't do it.
And this is the ridiculousness of these people, Rob, in terms of like, give me all the attention I
Yeah,
demand.
and then
But
don't
then
talk
when
to
I'm
me.
getting a spectacular divorce, it's like, please respect my privacy.
Yes.
She breaks up with Brad Pitt, or Brad Pitt leaves her for Angie. And then her first choice of film after that is a film called The Breakup.
That's all right.
These people know what they're doing.
They
She
do.
was forever trying to become a bankable, critically lauded movie star. She could never get purchased in that. It didn't matter that she married Brad Pitt, which I think was one of the reasons why I think she was in love with him, but that
Mm.
was definitely part of it that appealed. And so she thinks, well, I'll just like dive in the deep end of this scandal and hopefully that will redound to my benefit. And it did not.
It did not. It
But
did
she
not.
won't talk to Regis Philbin at the movie premiere. What are we doing here?
I know, had it been you or me, I'd be like, maybe you got a point, but Regis, I mean, like, come on. She wouldn't talk to him, Maureen. Paranoid and insecure. And it made me sad. She's beautiful. She really is in person. She's stunning to look at, and she has all this money and all this power, and she's just like a scared little sparrow. It was very odd to watch her.
Well, no wonder the likes of Jim Curtis successfully got his claws into her. And
He's got her.
here's hoping Jen that some member of her close knit group is able to knock some sense into her and don't put his name on any paperwork. As we get older, our bodies naturally produce less collagen, and that impacts everything from joints and recovery to hair, skin, and nails. The good news is that there is a product that can help. Bubs Naturals Collagen Peptides. Taking Bubs daily can help with stiffness, a better recovery after workouts, and healthier skin. Plus, it's easy to use. Just mix it into your morning coffee. It dissolves instantly with no taste or grit. But what really sets Bubs apart is how clean it is. No sugars, no fillers. It's third-party tested and sustainably sourced. You'll also love that the brand gives back, donating 10% of profits to charity in honor of Navy SEAL Glenn Bub Doherty. It is a product that actually stands for something. Live better longer. For a limited time only, Nerve listeners are getting 20% off at Bubs Naturals by using code NERVE at checkout. Just head to bubsnaturals.com and use code NERVE, then you're all set. After you purchase, they're going to ask you, where did you hear about us? Please tell them you're a troublemaker and that the Nerve sent you.